Hi, I'm Reva with Quality Sewing and Vacuum, and here's another video on how to start an embroidery business. So today, or in this video, we're going to talk about where on earth you find your customers. You've decided to have an embroidery business, but now what's next? They're not beating down your door yet, so we want to make sure that they do. So here's how you find customers. It's actually a whole lot easier than you may think. So let's think about a bullseye. You're the center of the bullseye. So the first thing that we want to do is look at your circle of influence. What are the groups and the activities that you're personally involved in? Are you a member of a garden club? Maybe a book club, maybe you're a golf pro, who knows what the case may be. We have a lot of people who started embroidery business who are nurses and things like that. So find your bullseye. What activities do you have? And those are the activities or the organizations that you want to say, hey, I have an embroidery business and I know that we need names on our scrubs. We need, things like that. Well, here's the thing. If you're in an organization, a group, whether it be a garden club or whatever it may be, if you have a business doing embroidery, people are going to search you out or they're going to want to use you because you're one of them. So it's more likely that the garden club for their next fundraiser dinner is going to want to have you do the embroidery than they are going to want to go down the street to somebody they don't know. So that's one plus. Okay, once you've figured out your circle and you've talked to the people in your circle, then go to your next ring in your bullseye. Okay, and that's your immediate family. So your spouse, your kids, what activities are they in? Now, my husband's part of a professional organization, and I tell you, I have done thousands of hats and shirts for that organization. Our daughter is an equestrian, so you wouldn't imagine the things I have embroidered for a horse. I've even done a polar fleece turtleneck. Didn't know that's what it was when I was getting it, but that's what it was. So there's tons of different things that you can do. Also, our son played premier soccer when he was in junior high school and things like that. And I have done so many soccer related items, even picked up the account for the entire premier club and the local university. So that was tons of things. And that's only because I started doing things for our kids. Now let's talk about kids for a second. When I very first got my very first sewing embroidery machine, our son was, he must have been in kindergarten, I guess, because he was doing Little League, but it was coach pitch. So he was doing Little League. And so I gathered all the hats for his team and I put their names on it. For all the boys, and the parents just loved it. I charged them like $5 a piece. This was my first venture, but they didn't know that. So I put their names on it, and then they were just happy as a clam. And then all the other teams wanted their kids' names on it too. So I ended up doing oodles of teams. And do you know why I put their names on the hats? Not just because it's cute. I didn't want my kid coming home with cooties, because that creeped me out. So I want to make sure his hat was his hat and he didn't get mixed up with anybody else's. So it was purely selfish, but actually it snowballed. So it ended up being a really good thing. Now, we've talked about our immediate family with our kids and our spouse. Then you've got your next ring, and that's your extended family or your other family. So for example, my brother owns a boat and it's at a marina. Well, what they say, well, there's two things. Boat stands for bust out another 1,000. There's that one. And my dad always said that a boat was a hole in the water you poured money into. So 6 of one, half dozen of another. But if you have a boat, you want everything about your boat to be logoed, right? You want your boat name on everything. So I did a hat for my brother. And it was such a nice sister. I gave him this wonderful gift with the name of his boat on his hat. No. I did it because he wore it to his boat and the other people in the marina saw it, and then therefore you get all the other boaters' business. So there's lots of things that you can do there. Then look at your community. So if you have a small business and maybe you live in a small town, you might consider going and having a conversation with the other small business owners in your area and offer your services, because if they don't know that you exist, they won't know that they need you. They know that they need the service, they just don't know where to go. So if you have a little insurance office that's down near you that has maybe 2 or 3 people working at it and they want to get logoed polo shirts, well, sometimes if you want to order a polo shirt through a bigger embroidery place that does hundreds, they're going to have like a 25-piece minimum. And a little shop that or a little insurance agent that has 3 employees isn't going to be buying 25 shirts for 3 people. So you can do a really nice service for them. And then, of course, don't forget your schools and the activities. People love the football team, they love the cheerleaders, but don't forget there's band. There's the probably the sports medicine department. There's other teams and groups within the school that a lot of times get forgotten because they're not football, they're not the cheerleaders, they're not basketball. So think about those other groups too. And make sure you contact the school to have permission to do that, and they'll give you the contact of who's in charge of those different groups. So really easy to find your clients and have your business. But one word of advice is set your hours. What are you comfortable working? Maybe you only want to work 2 days a week because you only want to pay for your machine and your hobby. That's perfectly fine. Maybe you want to do 7 days a week. You're crazy, but you can do that. But do what you want. Set the days you want. And then choose in advance the days you want to have off. If you want to make sure that you don't work the month of December, make sure you have a plan for that. So when someone comes up and says, I need this, it's December 23rd, I need this done, then you're comfortable in saying, I'm sorry, my business is not open right now. Or my business is open and I'll charge you, you're going to have a premium charge. That's all your choice. But finding the customers is really easy. So I think you're going to enjoy having your own embroidery business. And make sure you check out our other videos in this series on different aspects of having an embroidery business, from how to charge, what kind of supplies or equipment that you need, and other things like that. So we'll see you at the next video.